All right, so thanks so much to all of you for joining us for our biennial Parsons Field Institute update. I'm thrilled that all of you are here. This is actually a really exciting year for the Conservancy. It is our 30th anniversary, so 30 years of protecting natural open spaces and connecting people to the land. Many of you know me, but for those of you who might not, I'm Tiffany Sprague. I am the Parsons Field Institute manager with the Conservancy. So I help oversee the scientific work that we do. So just a couple of quick housekeeping things. If I can get my computer to function, of course. There we go. So hopefully all of you know where the restrooms are. If you don't, I encourage you to become acquainted with that. Usually we do this event in person and we have refreshments, but today you're just going to have to imagine that you have that plate of cookies and the glass of lemonade next to you. So this is a 3.5-hour event. It's kind of a long time, but it is broken up into 2 segments with a break in the middle. So we'll have a half-an-hour break from 2:30 to 3. The first part, we'll be discussing our long-term monitoring projects for plants and animals. And then in the second part, we'll be focused more on the management side of the work that we do. So again, I encourage you, please stay muted during the presentations, just to make this go a little bit smoother, but we are going to have a Q&A session following each of the main presentations, time willing, and you're welcome to put questions into the chat box, and then I'll be moderating, so I'll read those out so that the presenters can answer them. Also, feel free to use the chat for any general questions, feedback, anything like that as well. If you have a really complicated question that you don't want to put into the chat during that Q&A section, you are encouraged to unmute yourself to ask that, but do try to use that chat as much as you can, just so we keep things moving along. So we have a pretty diverse audience out there today. Many of you are really familiar with the Conservancy, but I know that we have some people out there who might not be. So I wanted to give just a quick overview of who we are and what we do. So this is our mission statement for McDowell Sonoran Conservancy. We are interested in protecting natural open spaces and connecting people to the land. And we do that through our 3 main pillars, so science, education, and stewardship. We are very much a volunteer-driven organization. We have more than 160 volunteers. We call them stewards, and they engage with us through 9 different programs. So this includes things such as engaging with visitors at the trailheads or out on the trails, construction and maintenance to keep our trails in good working order, getting out there in the community to work with people and educate youth and adults. And the one that we're going to focus on today and that we're going to hear a presentation about in just a couple of minutes is our citizen science program. So most of the work that we do is in McDowell Sonoran Preserve, right here in our backyard. It is the largest urban preserve in North America at 30,580 acres. It's actually the 4th largest urban preserve in the world. And so we're really lucky to have it here in our backyard. It makes up about 1/3 of the land area of the city of Scottsdale. And so the preserve is owned by the city of Scottsdale, but it's managed through this unique partnership between the Conservancy and the city. And it's also heavily used for recreation. It sees more than 1 million visitations every year. These are people getting out there to enjoy the more than 225 miles of trails. They use them for non-motorized uses, so hiking, mountain biking, and horse riding. So the Parsons Field Institute is the science or the research arm of the Conservancy, and our mission statement is shown there for you. But basically, we are looking to inform natural resource management of the Sonoran Desert and other arid lands. And we do that by partnering with other organizations and entities, as well as by engaging people as citizen scientists in our work. In addition, we are looking to use the information that we are gathering to contribute to the broader scientific community. And by engaging people and educating them about what we are doing, we are also hoping to inspire people to become stewards of our beloved desert. So in terms of partnerships, we have quite a few. Hopefully I got most of the science ones up here. I apologize if I missed any though. But by partnering with other organizations and with individuals, we're able to maximize our impact. We're able to learn and grow together, develop really good projects, and make sure that we are getting information out to everybody who needs it. And then, of course, the other part of this is citizen science. And within our citizen science program, we have hundreds of people who volunteer their time and contribute thousands of hours every single year. And our citizen science program is a little bit different from many of the other programs that other organizations have. We encourage our people to be engaged from beginning to end. So they can get engaged at the very beginning, coming up with ideas of projects. carry that forward through design and implementation, and all the way through to analyzing and reporting out the results. So our work factors into 3 primary priorities. This is a really texty slide that I'm going to show you. I apologize for that. But the first of our research priorities is we are interested in assessing the impact of urban stressors and climate change on arid lands, including the preserve and on the Sonoran Desert. Our second priority is we are interested in determining the most effective ways to manage the Sonoran Desert and other arid lands to protect them into the future. And then the final one is the culmination of those first 2 and using the knowledge that we gained from those first 2 priorities so that we can actually then put it into action. So this is taking what we learn so that we can actually manage and conserve these lands. So with that, I want to move into today's program. We are going to get an overview of some of our key projects. And these are going to be delivered by our stewards, as well as by staff and by some of our partners. And so for this first section, we're going to learn about priority 1 projects. So those are those long-term monitoring projects for flora and fauna to understand how urban stressors and climate change are influencing resources. And then the second part is going to focus on priorities 2 and 3, and that is geared towards more of the management side of the work that we do.